Okay, so got the torque converter on. Missed a little video, but that's alright. It's just a 1-inch torque converter on the 13 horse Predator engine we got for it had these scratches on the tank right there, you can see, and so they discounted it to $100. So we bought it and everything worked on it. That was the only thing, is it had like 2 scratches on the tank, so we got it for $100 instead of $400 like they charge online. So this shaft right here, I've got an 1.1/8" pillow bearing on there that's going to help support it, because right now it's kind of wobbly. You might be able to see that. So I'm going to put that bearing, I'm going to put some angle iron down here, down from there, and brace it against this and stuff like that. So I don't know what happened, but all this frame down in here is all completely rusted out. I mean, it's all loose, and you know, everything's all loose and whatever. So I'm gonna weld a piece of angle iron from right there, just like that, all the way down to here. So that should, all that was just a battery tray, and so it shouldn't be too important. But so I mean, I missed some video, but basically all we did was over here, the motor, that was the actual motor shaft, and we pressed that out of there, off of that shaft with our great 20-ton Harbor Freight shop press. Love that thing. Don't need them very often, but when you need them, you know, there's really no substitute for them. So we love that thing. But so basically, I've just got this motor sitting on some blocks, some 2x4s, and just kind of mocking up, thinking about where everything's gonna go and where my sprockets are gonna weld on and all that. The good thing about a golf cart is you don't have to do anything with the brakes. Brakes on here worked. They just need tightening a little bit. You can see the parking brakes on, and it does roll, but it's pretty hard to roll. But, and then you can see right there, right there's the gas pedal. We got a little idea for that. And then I'm just gonna mount a lawnmower battery somewhere down in here. I'd run the starter and the lights. I bought another set of lights, the same ones that are on this mower. We got another video on all that. And we're going to mount them to the top of the hood over there, so we can have us some lights. But use a torque converter. They're really cool. We've never used one before, but from the videos on YouTube and me testing it out and everything, it's supposed to work really, really good and be a lot better than centrifugal clutch. So yeah, just a little update. Sorry, forgot about all the little bit of pressing that off and putting the torque converter on, but you know, pressing off a motor shaft, who wants to see that anyway? So be back. Okay, so here I am, just welding in the frame. Basically what I'm gonna do is, this one's just sitting here, but I'm gonna run this one rail next to here, like this one's already mounted on there. So I'm gonna run this one in the same fashion on this side, and then I'm gonna run 2 bars across to mount that engine, 13 horse Predator with a torque converter on it, right here in there. And then I got a pillow bearing up here, 1 1/8 pillow bearing right here, that for some reason worked out perfectly to sit right there, because as this shaft is kind of loose and bangs around, and so I just cut these 2 pieces of steel, the angle iron the same, and I'm going to mount it right there, but it's going to go under here. And weld those in, run my bolt through, and then that pillow bearing will be on there to support that shaft. The other thing going on here is this sprocket. It's a weld-on 12 tooth 40 chain sprocket, 1 1/8, and that's a 1 1/8 pillow bearing. So it's gonna slide on here, and I'm gonna weld it on wherever it needs to go to be in line with the thing on the motor. Welding it up with that welder. It's a great welder. And these gloves that I got today, Black Stallion gloves. Buy them, they're great. I did a little modification on this torque converter because this is a 10-tooth sprocket and that is a 22 sprocket. So with this 10-tooth, if my calculations were correct, I would have gone 15 miles an hour, but now I'll go 30. So, but as you can see, I can jump on this thing, on this one rail, and I'll be fine if I didn't lose my balance. But so it's great, and it's welding on there good, and I just welded it to that angle iron up there. Maybe you can see that down there, I don't know. Welded it to that one, wherever it is right there, and another brace down there. So yeah, skipped a little, but the motor's got the bolts in it. It isn't mounted up yet. I gotta straighten it up with the chain on the sprocket and loosen up that pillow bearing and get that all straightened up and whatever. I test drove it last night and it wasn't working so good, so the chain kept popping off, so I'm gonna play with that and get it working. But now I welded in a couple cross members for the battery tray, and I'm just gonna use that frame that I welded in as the ground. You can see it's down there. And then the solenoid, I just took off all this crap wiring they had that came with the motor and gonna do my own without that sensors and all that crap. I'm gonna hook up a throttle today. Yeah, so throttle, wiring, and playing with them brakes still, tightening and loosening and getting them adjusted. And yeah, so wiring. I got more lights like those. They're over here. I'm gonna put those. I don't know if I should put them on top of the hood, pointing down, or if I should put them on the front. I don't know what I should do. So, but coming along nicely. I'm just gonna, I'll put my key down there, and I'm gonna put the switch for the lights right there. Yeah. If anybody knows if these Predator engines have an alternator in them, you could tell me, that'd be helpful. I don't know if they do or not. So, but just working away, getting this all wrapped up. This is only day 2, so it don't take very long if you work hard to convert one of these over, and it was flying. We were just out in the yard in the sand and whatever, and it was going away without even those old junk tires on there. So street tires, but I'll keep working. Tune in later.
So here it is. Been playing around with it for, well, last night for about 30 minutes, and then today he's been on there for dang near an hour now. Anyway, we took it out to the street last night after we finally got the torque converter on correctly and the pulley swapped, and it goes exactly 15 miles an hour. We did have a 20 tooth on there, which should have went roughly about 30, but we had to take it off because there's not enough room where the motor is, and that pulley was too big. So by the time we moved the motor over and stuff, after we had to reattach the torque converter, he had it on, the driven pulley was backwards, so it was causing the belt to shred and whatever on that first test. Anyway, but other than that, did a good job. He did that all himself, got it all together. You saw the video earlier, he's talking in it and everything. I don't have to help him anymore for anything.